Bonjour. So, get into the groove, boy, and prove your love to me, yeah. So I was thinking about when I was poking around in a booklet. It was one of those old booklets from way back, like Ebert and Roper, like ratings of movies. And I was just poking around, I saw about Isadora Duncan. I didn't know much about Isadora Duncan. I didn't know much about modern dance. I was just young. I didn't know who Isadora Duncan was. I didn't know she had any affiliation with Aleister Crowley. I was just some ignorant young girl. I had rented a book about Madonna in her early career in which she was with Alvin Ailey and was a dancer. And as we all know, Madonna was the creator of her own dancing as well as Angela Isadora Duncan. Now, Angela Isadora Duncan was born in San Francisco and died in France. She was born from a family with a dad was very into occult for sure. Isadora means daughter of Isis. It was not a coincidence that later on that she did meet Aleister Crowley, which I did not know that because it was not depicted in the movie. She lived way ahead of her time. Like the lifestyle, she was crazy for her time. She had no rules at all and lived to life to its fullest to the way she wanted. All three of her kids were born out of wedlock and all of them died. Eventually she would adopt kids like the Isadorables. She wanted to have a kid really bad and begged Romano, this sculpture, Romano Romanelli or something like that. He was this sculpture guy that was real like communist. He seemed like real left, sketchy, like I don't know what kind of politics he was into, but he agreed after she begged several times to have a kid with him, and the baby died right away. Strange enough, the kid died right away. Probably God decided, well, nope, not happening here. Isadora Duncan was a dancer of her own freelance ballet moves. She didn't have rules. She just danced her own weird wave-like ways in her Greek Empire clothes, created her own philosophy and groups of people, and it made sense that she encountered Aleister Crowley, the Beast, Ordo Tempolentis, Athelema. He fancied her and had his eyeballs on her when she would dance topless on tables and drink at lavish, wild, crazy parties in the 20s. It doesn't surprise me they had an encounter. All he liked was seeing this woman who was free with her body, and it went along with his philosophy 100%, which he was not a foolish man, really necessarily. He wasn't really necessarily an ignorant man. He was a proud man with a high IQ. He was married and he had kids, and he got to know many poets and artists, and he would go broke as well as Isadora Duncan. Like her dad, she followed suit and would always go broke and have to rely on fellow artist friends to help her out. When I met Eric, he went broke and he was 35, and I became his mother, basically his adopted mother. He's sucking on the breasts of a woman who's younger and taking care of a grown man who acts like a child. No, his IQ is not a Aleister Crowley level, and no, he's definitely not that high of a skilled warlock. But he did mention when he met me early on when we were talking in a hotel room that your mom was a good witch, quote unquote. And I was like, a good witch? Such thing as a good witch? Well, he meant was a skilled one, a manipulator of getting what you want and your will, which she did get her will when she was younger, but she stopped doing those things. Eventually, I started having problems myself and manifestations around that time when I went home and I was exorcised, and it wasn't a good experience at all. It was horrible. It was excruciating, and I hated it. It was a lot of work, and exhausting, and Eric didn't care at all whatsoever about the exorcism. He just liked it like it was entertainment, that this was all happening. And like Aleister Crowley, he is definitely likes Lester Crowley. Come on now, a lot of people do. And he influenced artists and homeless people to businessmen to poets and artists all throughout the world are influenced by Lester Crowley to this day, the Beast. It doesn't surprise me that this dancer was into this, and didn't want to become a dancer anymore. I changed my mind. Eventually, I got into caregiving, and I'm caregiving her woman that's 102 years old now, and she doesn't want to live much longer. She's a widow, and her granddaughter died at age 27 of cancer recently, so she's depressed and crying always, and I'm always there to be her counselor and help her out. Yesterday I was there, I talked to her, and she gets teary-eyed, and I just, she's 102. A lot of people live to that age, but here we are in this life to know what life's all about, and I am thankful that I was able to help somebody out, even in my times that were very strange and odd. I didn't really know what was really going on. I was very ignorant. Like I said, I was ignorant. I didn't even know that Isadora met the Beast. Now, this is a emerald, and I recently got it. In Buddhism, they pour milk over that for good luck. But I got it because it's my sister's birthstone. It's May, and actually she had her birthday recently. She's in her 40s. And she used to do jewelry works, and she had a sparkle emerald, like one of these kind of like emeralds where it's like a jewelry emerald like that. Or this is an emerald in the raw, and it's a different look. I wanted to show her that. That looks different. But yes, me and Lori were different ages. We look kind of alike, but a little different. We definitely have different features. She has green eyes, which is matching to the emerald, and she's May. Birthday is May. That's different than April, but yes, our personalities are a little bit similar. We have some similarities, our personalities, but a little different, as I was very ignorant when I was younger, and I didn't know or understand a lot of these things, but I think they understood a lot more and faster than I did, including I'm slower than them. They are higher IQs than me. Lori and Gina are definitely higher IQ than I am, and well as Mike. I'm the youngest one. I'm the fourth child, and I always had learning disabilities. I'm different than them. But yes, I did study photography after school. I got into volunteering at an aquarium, and then I was hired. I was engaged 4 years and got busy with that. I ended up getting married. I changed my mind and threw out my ring that had our names engraved on it. I went through my changes as well. Deaths, disappointments, we all have to go through it, but no matter what, thank God you're alive and that you're here today, and every day is a blessing. Have a blessed day.